Um, talking about Greta Thunberg yet again. Um, so a couple weeks ago, and you can see it um, on my archive live streams on YouTube. If you'd like to get caught up, I'm going to give you a quick crash course here with Mr. Nuxanor. Um, the Greta Thunberg situation is getting a bit out of control. Um, I've watched a little bit of this video. He's going to give a quick description of what's happened so far, and then we're going to go into what's happening now, as well as how much the Swedes are tired of Greta, and yeah, we'll just get started because it's a lot. You cannot get on X right now without, or at least I can't. It might be my algorithm, but you cannot get on X right now without seeing just 1,000 posts of people spreading misinformation about Greta Thunberg. And I am here to set you straight. I know I'm incredibly based.
News. This is my favorite update. This is my favorite filler character in all of politics. Greta Thunberg. She
Yes,
makes believe
Greta
she cares about
Thunberg.
the current thing, whatever the current thing is. She used to care about, the current thing, which used to be the environment, but now that
Yes, she's like Emma Watson with autism. She is very into current thing. She only cares about current thing, and you can't tell her that she's wrong about current thing until that current thing is no longer current thing. Then she moves on to next current thing and throws sealed containers of food into the ocean as well as all of their cell phones. But we'll get to that.
no one cares about the environment anymore because most of that turned out to be a hoax.
See?
Greta Thunberg started caring about the new important thing, Palestine. She doesn't care about 100,000 Christians killed in Nigeria. She doesn't care about 650,000 Arabs killed.
Which is the thing that kills me. Look, I'm not overly religious, but I am. I don't like hypocrisy, and I don't like when people claim to care about something when the only thing that they care about is, as he said, current thing. There is an actual Christian genocide going on all over the world, mostly in Africa. And for those of you who's like, oh, the white religion, Christianity started in Africa. If you've studied anything on religion, you'll know this. And then white people do as they do, and they hijack the religion, so on and so forth, and then it becomes about them.
Syria. She doesn't care about 5.5 million people killed in the Congo. But she's decided to care about the current thing. That's right, baby. That's right. She's autistic and proud. Her mom took lots of Tylenol, and that's where we're at. So she's my favorite filler
all the
character.
Tylenol.
If you are a long-standing fan of the Nuxanor channel, you'll know I always check
This
in on her
face
every
screams,
couple
"My
of
mother
months
loves
to see how
Tylenol."
she's doing. It's some of the fan-favorite content on the channel. So this was her last time. To give you the quick recap, she is currently captured by Israel again for trying to invade the country with her flotilla of retards. So this was her the first time. Now, there are not a lot of images of her smiling because she's always angry. You see, that's actually the strat. The strat, how to be a powerful woman in 2025, is to make believe you care about things that aren't your children.
And then always
and
be angry.
unhappy. It's the two-part problem. Empathy towards something that really, honestly, you shouldn't necessarily have empathy for, and also be an unhappy bitch. This epic holy combo has truly invented the ultimate modern woman. And Greta Thunberg is absolutely the pinnacle of modern womanhood, I have to say. So, anyway, this is her. The first time she got stopped by the Israeli Defense Force when she tried to invade Israel. Basically, this was them giving her a... Get ready. She is an environmentalist
Yeah, she's a
vegan. They gave her a turkey sandwich wrapped in plastic.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute cinema. Oh, my God. This is the greatest image I've ever seen. Anyway, so if you want to watch my previous coverage, you can watch those videos. But we have to cover the current stuff. So
Yes.
this was her little statement before she
And
was
hold
on
on,
her second flotilla. Because this is now the second coming
Okay,
of
he was gonna get to
Greta
it. He was gonna get to
Thunberg.
it.
The second time she is going to Israel, all right, to save Gaza. She's out there to save Philistine. She's saving Palestine.
Okay, that's where I was mistaken. Okay, so this is before she took off, and this has been a very long trip because she's had to stop many times along the way, get a new flotilla because you'll see if you haven't seen already.
One retard at a time. It's truly a beautiful thing. So she hates the West. She hates our culture. She will always fight against our culture because that's what she is. Welcome to modern liberalism.
Yeah.
Angry woman that hates our culture, does not have children, has empathy for the wrong things.
And this is the thing that kills me. In the Western world, we have it very good, and we are very spoiled in the Western world. We have it amazingly, and I will say at least say this: Greta Thunberg has the right idea when it comes to, look, we have our problems in America, but a lot of people are wanting to change the world to their worldview of how things should be. They want that swoopy, swoopy Star Trek kind of future where, everyone gets paid the same and we're all enlightened and everything, you can just type something into a thing and it becomes reality. A lot of these people don't know where stuff comes from before the store, and that's a fact. You'd be surprised how many people think that meat just comes from the store and not from the farm. But I've lost my plot. Let's continue.
She's truly the ultimate cataclysm of genius. So anyway, before she was just captured. Yeah, she was captured yesterday by the Israeli forces. Again, obviously. She thought she would get protection from the Italian Armada. She said, we have Italian nuclear submarines defending us. Spoilers, they did not defend her. Spoilers, they did not defend her. She was in fact captured. Once again, it was dope. So anyway, this was her talking to the media about how the first time she was stopped by Israel, she was kidnapped. And then they ask her the tough questions.
Which is very
First of all, you weren't kidnapped. Just as any country, every country has borders. You weren't kidnapped. You were taken from your invading boat and placed on a plane with 136 of your closest friends, or they bought off the whole plane or something, and they flew you home on Israel's dime. And now Israelis are coming out and they're really pissed off that they spent all this money that they should be paying on, its citizens to fly Greta Thunberg home. And then Sweden is pissed off that they sent her back because they all know that she's not going to stay.
worrying because people were
I think
not
I had
being
those queued up.
treated well. I was not able to say goodbye to people. And
You claimed you were a hostage prisoner. Your complaint is you weren't able to say goodbye to people? That's being not treated well? Anyway, it gets better.
I don't know what's happening, and there were many issues.
When you say they're not treated well, what do you mean?
So the reporter asked, what do you mean you weren't treated well by Israel? Look, they're trying to make her a martyr. They're trying to take down Israel with one autistic 21-year-old retard.
Well,
Could you elaborate for us?
Elaborate, please.
obviously, in a very dehumanizing. But
By the way, dehumanizing means nothing. It's a buzzword. It's a buzzword that means absolutely nothing. Dehumanizing is when you call a transgender person by their correct pronouns. That's dehumanizing. That's basically a trans genocide. So she was being dehumanized.
of course,
And the fact that most of these activists overuse words in places where they really don't belong, it really does take all meaning from them. It's one of the many, but not as many as you think, complaints that I have with modern activism. It's mostly just bored rich kids, overprivileged kids, whose lives are pretty good, and they have nothing better to do. I used to admire Greta Thunberg, but then I realized that she was just indoctrinated by her parents, the same way I used to complain that a lot of religious people were indoctrinated by their parents. And she literally just does this because it's all she knows. It's all she knows. Her parents were both activists, and they've made her a little activist. And she's a very famous activist, so her parents are very proud because I'm sure they get so much money in donations and all that, but it's all about the activism.
I have to stress nothing compared to what Palestinians are going through.
Yeah, we know, because nothing fucking happened to you.
Yeah.
we know.
Exactly.
We know that nothing.
Look. So think what you want about the issue between Israel and Palestine. No one thinks that she went through anything even remotely close to the low estimate of the heaviest pro-Israel person. Nothing happened to Greta Thunberg. They gave her a sandwich. She was forced to eat meat. Okay. She was hungry. They gave her a sandwich. It was all they gave her. And she maybe picked apart and ate the bread and some of the sides. But look at that derp face. Anyway.
Greta Thunberg, we are fully aware that it's not as bad as what the Palestinians are going through. You are a virtue signaling loser.
Yes.
So can you give us some...
And everyone agrees that the Palestinians are going through a lot of horror right now. The only difference is people arguing whose fault it is, which is a very Western thing to do. No one cares really about the situation. No one really cares about stopping the situation. They only care whose fault it is. Is it Israel's fault? Is it Hamas's fault? Is it somehow the Palestinians themselves' fault? Which is what most pro-Hamas people tend to make it sound like Israelis are saying, is that everyone thinks that everyone hates the Palestinians. No one hates the Palestinians except for people who are racist, which is a lot lower than they think that it is. Most people are just anti-Hamas, anti the terrorist regime. But
You know, what happened to you when you
Okay,
were
so, like, what
arrived
happened?
in I mean, were you taken off the boat? Was there any violence?
Was there violence?
oh, she's smiling again.
No, I prefer not to go into details about that.
Thought so.
We
Yeah.
were
Because she hasn't had time to make them up yet.
we arrived there, we were detained,
Yeah.
and then we were
You know, I don't know if you know, but
Yeah, so they were detained, and then they were let go. It was unspeakable, horrific,
Yeah,
dehumanizing
it was a
thing.
horrific
You don't want to get into details.
plane
Anyway,
flight back home.
anyway.
paid for by
She's
Israel.
my favorite character, easily my favorite character in this arc. So, on the current flotilla raid to Gaza, I'm
Oh,
gonna-
okay. I was wondering because I was like, he left a lot out, but okay, so this is all on the same. This is all on the same trip. They've just had to pull over after this whole horrific scene.
keep you updated. So this was the first thing that they did. So they were on their way to Gaza for the second time, and their ship caught fire. So they immediately published saying that an Israeli drone struck their boat and tried to kill these innocent peacemakers. All right, so they say that they were drone struck by Israel. But if you actually look at the camera, this is a guy that was smoking and accidentally lit his fucking boat on fire.
Because this is what's happening. He was smoking and being probably a former climate activist because you're on a boat with Greta Thunberg, even though they're about to toss all their phones and shit off the boat every time they get captured by Israel. He's at a quandary because they forgot to bring anything to put the cigarette butts in, I'm sure. And they can't throw them in the ocean, so where did he throw them? On top of something highly flammable on the boat.
Yep.
Listen.
I love these people, man. Alert! Someone help us! Help us! Massive explosion! Look at all this smoke from the drones.
We've been hit. It went from fire, 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 and these people were there when this fire started, to we've been hit. Are you fucking serious right now? This is pure fucking cinema.
Yeah, we've been hit! We've been hit! Oh my god.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Everyone knows. Everyone has that one friend, or has at least known one person, whether it had been in school or at this job or that job. Anytime anything bad happens, they automatically come up with an alternate scenario. Like, how could this have possibly happened to where it's not my fault? I know. Israel drone struck us.
Oh, I love these guys! And there it is. Yeah, so obviously, these people did not. They were nuked. They were nuked by one of Israel's
100%.
nuclear drones.
100%. They were nuked off the coast of Tunisia. Let's get a map. Let's get a map of Mediterranean countries. Let's freaking go. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are unaware, I don't know from when this map came from, but this is the Mediterranean Sea. And this incident here took place over here off the coast of Tunis or Tunisia. So I think they say specifically Tunis. So Tunis is right here. They haven't even gotten past Sicily. Oh my God. And I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but Israel-Palestine is all the way over here. This is like being in Colorado and saying you've been bombed by Cuba. It makes no sense. It's you love to see it. You really love to see it. Let's continue.
They hit themselves with a flare. Now, no one knows if they did it on purpose or if they're just retarded. I'm personally leaning towards retarded, but either way,
Yes.
they immediately announced that it was an Israel drone strike. All the media ran with that story
Because
for
of course
about
it was.
5 minutes
Of
until
course.
this
It was
actually
Israel.
this didn't happen
They were
anywhere
drone
near
struck by
Israel.
Israel.
This happened in where was it? Like Tunisia? Yeah, this happened by Tunisia, and the
Yes.
Tunisian government was like, the Tunisian government was like, yeah, we didn't detect any drones.
Yeah,
We didn't
they're like,
detect anything.
what
That's pretty
drones?
weird.
We didn't
Then the
detect any of that shit.
The actual footage came out that they were just lit their own boat on fire. So anyway, yeah, so that was the first time they lit their own boat on fire.
And I've seen people say, but Alfie, There's civilian drones. It could have been a civilian drone. I will say this. While civilian drones don't have the same limiting range that all of our RC toys had in the 90s and 2000s, military drones can mean different things. Mostly, it's like that movie, oh shit, the one with Jamie Lee Fox. Or sorry, with Jamie Lee Fox. Jesus, with Jamie Fox, Jessica Biel, not SWAT, but the one with the AI bird. They're mostly like not full size planes, but they're pretty large planes. So you can pick them up, yes, with regular whatever they're using for radar. But why would Israel have, man, like little civilian class, maybe military grade civilian class drones that far? I don't know. I've already put the map off and I shouldn't have exited, but let's continue.
As you can tell, that implies that there was a second time they lit their own boat on fire. Yeah. Yeah, so this is them accidentally lighting their boat on fire for a second time. Like I'm telling dude, the actual retards. This is crazy. I love these people. They're my favorite guys. They support the current thing. So anyway, this is everyone's favorite environmentalist flotilla. As you can see, this is them taking care of the environment on their way to Gaza. Humanitarian aid.
في حالة احترابنا في حالة السجون
Doritos.
الله ستصل هذه العادات أطفال وأدوية ومواد غذائية.
Now remember, Israel controls the sea, but they're trying to send aid to Gaza by throwing 3 plastic bottles into the ocean. Yeah. This is called pollution? I don't know what to say. I don't think
this is
your jar
100%
of Pringles
pollution.
in a plastic bottle is going to make it
Yeah,
to
I know.
Gaza
Jamie Lee Fox.
through an Israeli naval
I'm
blockade.
retarded this morning. I've only had.
Hey,
I'm almost done with my first cup of coffee.
here it is. That's the
Jamie
Tylenol
Foxx.
babies sail to Gaza one day at a time. They're like, why? Not the right way. And they're all confused. Why is it that the bottles that we're throwing into the water are floating the wrong way? So many questions. So yeah, so they're out there. They're doing pollution shit. They're saving Gaza one day at a time. Absolutely. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, bro. It's not easy. So anywho,
Stealth.
it got
That's
even
what it was.
better. So this is a broadcast from the Greta fucking flotilla. This is the co-founder basically admitting that they are propagandists.
Somebody in Australia, his
Thank
name
God
is
someone
Michael
said it
Shea,
besides me.
wrote to a bunch of us. We were all members of the International Solidarity Movement. And he sent out this notice and he said, you know, I had this idea that maybe we could buy a boat in New York.
Wow.
And we could sail it across the Atlantic and sail it down the coast of Europe.
Wow.
And then into Gaza.
Wow.
I was sitting with my friend Mary Hughes Thompson, who's the other major co-founder. The two of us started this, and then
Right.
we got another 5 people involved.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and I said, oh, let's do it.
So
One
right.
story that I always try to tell all of you is that once we finally got these crazy boats,
Right.
they were moored in Greece. And I was in charge of the media office. That's
Crazy
my
white women
background.
with crazy
And I was in
boats.
charge of the media office, and we were all in Cyprus. And so I would put out a press release, and it would say, the boats are in Alexandria, getting ready to go.
Right.
And then 2 weeks later, I'd say, the boats have moved to Turkey, and they're getting ready to come to Cyprus. Well, the boats were never either one of those places. They were always in Greece. So the Zionists,
So
when
they
they
lied.
want to attack me, they do that quite often,
Well, the Zionists ain't doing shit to you.
say to me all the time, you lied all the time.
But
I
it's
said,
okay
"Yeah,
to
we did."
lie, right?
No, we lied. Somebody
We're liars and propagandists. Give us your money. Anyway, it's insane how obvious they are.
Yeah, and this is another thing. It is nuts. Have you noticed that a lot of these activists, they will lie on behalf because they feel that they're doing the right thing, and by lying they're helping the movement. But the thing is, most of these people who do these crazy things like the Antifa thing, or politicians or news people or even YouTubers that lie, or this lady who lies about all these things, you're only hurting your movement. And it wouldn't matter so much if it was a movement about, I don't know, something that didn't matter, like most of these yuppie, overprivileged, upper-class white liberals. But it's not. It's the Palestinian people who will suffer. but they don't care about the Palestinian people. They don't care about all the Jews dying in, what did we say earlier, Congo and all those other countries where there are actual genocides against actual, against, Christians and against these people and that people. No one cares. No one cares about that because no one cares about Christians. You have to admit, like in America, we've gotten this way, and I'm not even particularly Christian. Like I was raised that way, but I'm not religious. I'm just not. Like a bunch of stuff happened to myself and friends of mine. I can't get down with that. But I respect the religion. I respect people who are good people who do whatever they want to do. That's fine with me, as long as they're not actually hurting people. Do whatever you want with your religion, but there's actual genocides against the Christian people on other continents. And no one really cares about the Palestinians. It's never been about the Palestinians. This is all about clout. From, I almost said Hamas Piker. It's accurate. From Hassan Piker all the way to this German lady to Greta Thunberg. No one cares about the Palestinians. It's not about Palestine. This is all about clout chasing. And what this lady probably said, I wouldn't be surprised if it's true. I think at least Greta Thunberg and her autism into account, she might actually make the boat trip, but they're willing to lie about all these other little things. They'll set their own boat on fire. They'll pull up on the shore and say that they've been abducted. And all this information gets out, which we'll get to the information after Nux is finished, if I can ever stopping the video. But let's continue.
It's crazy. So this is hilarious. Israel just confirmed what we all expected. The Gaza flotilla is paid by Hamas. Abu Kashek, a Hamas member, is the owner of the company Cyber Neptune. You know what company owns the boats used in the flotilla? Cyber Neptune. Greta and her friends are partnering with literal terrorists. Literal terrorists. It is a literal terrorist-funded campaign.
Hold on.
They could actually go to jail under international law. So Greta Thunberg gets captured, obviously, and she releases a 18-second
Hold on, did I miss where he said what Cyber Neptune is? I'm sorry,
as you can see, this got friends are partnering with literal terrorists. What's your money? Anyway, it's insane how obvious they are. It's crazy. So this is hilarious. Israel just confirmed what we all expected. They're partnering with literal terrorists. Literal terrorists. It is a literal terrorist-funded campaign. They could actually go to jail under international law. So Greta Thunberg gets captured, obviously, and she releases a 18-second hostage video. This is her. As you can see, this got 300,000 likes and 12 million views on this one tweet alone. This is her hostage video. The irony is she's wearing an Israel necklace.
My name is Greta Thunberg. I'm a citizen of Sweden.
Are you though? Okay, let's see. Oh, for the love of apps and pop-ups. Global Sim Fund. Oh, okay. So I pulled up a story about Cyber Neptune. There we go. According to official records from Spain, a person named Saif Abdel Rahim, I'm not even going to try that last name, is listed as the CEO of Cyber Neptune, an association based in Barcelona. According to public records, the company changed its corporate purpose from real estate to maritime transportation for goods and people, with Abu Kashek, I guess, taking over control just a few days before the departure of Global Saman Flotilla, which is the one that she's on. Israeli government's allegations that his... Okay, so he's involved with Hamas. Okay. As reported by Al Jazeera, the ministry also shared a video showing Swedish activist Greta Thunberg and her companions. Okay, so apparently there's 6 little flotillas involved with this now. Okay, interesting.
Greta Thunberg, citizen of Sweden.
If you are watching this video, I have been abducted and taken against my will by Israeli forces.
Notice she's posting this video before that happens, because the whole plan, the entire plan here, in Retards of the Caribbean, all right, the entire...
And before he says it, the funny thing is, like, yes, I do know that people will record videos just in case they do get captured or hijacked or whatever. She put this out before she got picked up. Like, she did this the last time, too. They all put out that they were abducted, treated badly, and all this and that. And it was literally like the end of that movie Overboard, where everyone fell into the ocean. They were picked up by the Coast Guard. And it was just blankets and sandwiches for everybody. That's literally what happened.
Strategy is PR and clout. It's all for clout. Every single one
really
of it
is. Like
is
I
for
said,
clout.
Nobody
Our
cares.
humanitarian mission was non-violent and abiding by international law.
Yeah, invading a war zone.
Please tell my government to demand my and the others' immediate release.
Insane, right? So anyway, pre-made hostage video because she knows she's gonna get stopped by the Israeli forces because she is literally sailing into a war. So
It's a good thing that the police in Portland aren't, that Israel's not like the police in Portland. That's the way I should have phrased that from the beginning, but I'm not awake yet. Because if you're paying any attention to that, and I'll do a story about the whole Antifa thing probably next weekend on a deep dive, or a similar video to this, or I might get bored later and do it today. But yeah, God, Portland. Apparently, they arrested counter protesters because they kept going and aggravating the protesters. What? Like they didn't start any fights. They were just literally there and they kept going back. Like that cat from that Canadian cartoon in the 90s. Pure cinema. This is the world we live in.
Justice for Greta. This is Adam, by the way. You have to look at this guy. This guy's incredible. So he's a.
I mean,
he LARPs as a Christian.
most Adams
white
are pretty
supremacist.
incredible.
He is a guy that lives in Pakistan. He is a Pakistani guy, like they all are. So she literally pre-watched that. Now, obviously, people are like, please lock her up and keep her at Israel. And people say Israel never does anything for America.
Yellow Flash
Yeah,
on occasion is
so anyway,
incredibly based.
this is the craziest part. After the Israeli police raided her boat, because obviously they did. You don't know what they fucking have. They're literally partnered with terrorists. So after they captured them, they raided their boat to see, all right, what do they have? Do they have weapons maybe that they're trying to give to Gaza? Who knows? Let's see what they actually have.
And I don't believe for a second that I don't think that Greta Thunberg would willingly take any weapons. I do, however, not trust some of the people that she is with on this trip. But
I'm sure you guys can guess where I am because it's pretty much an empty room. That's right, I'm inside
Papa
one of the
Majid.
vessels, one of the largest vessels to come in this Yom Kippur flotilla. And while we're processing this boat, there's one thing missing, guys. All this aid that they were supposed to bring into Gaza, which explains one thing to me, I'm sure it explains to you, that when we and multiple other countries offered them to take this aid and bring it to the Gazans, we could facilitate its safe arrival, they flat out rejected it. And now we know why, because it was never about bringing aid to Gazans, but it was all about the headlines and the social media followings.
True. It was all about clout. So they
100%.
literally they go onto these boats and they're like they're fucking empty. Like what's going on? They brought a different kind.
and I've seen a lot of people say that they cleared it out and then they shot videos like this. Then where are any of these leaked videos? Because you're hearing all kinds of stories about Greta Thunberg in custody right now, which I'll get to at the end of this video. And there's all these stories coming out about the treatment of Greta Thunberg. Where's all the videos of them taking all this food off these boats? The last time they did this, I think they had a few pounds of rice and flour, and that was literally it. Thanks. You're literally like those horrible games where people will play a little quick game for a bag of rice. That's on Facebook right now.
AIDS to Gaza, it turns out. All the atheists brought a different kind of AIDS.
The
So
literal
they
Hunger
literally
Games,
brought
yes.
empty boats to Gaza to make this large thing. What an absolute joke. So Benny Johnson made a couple of videos on this. I wanted to see what the mainstream Americans are talking about, because from my perspective, this is just absolute cinema. This is just the greatest story of all time.
Dude, we're out here in some gnarly chop, shaking up my cold bros in the mini fridge. Oh no, my cold bros are foaming. Not good, dude.
Uh-oh. Oh no. All right, Benny.
What's up,
let's
guys? It's
go.
Benny. I still can't believe that this photo is real
Why does
and
he
not
use
part
that
of some
photo for every
This
time?
photo, she out there in her He-Man cosplay. We are all Palestine. No, you're not
It's
actually.
like Prince
no, you're
Adam.
actually not all
Or
Palestine.
what's that movie with Zach Galifianakis where he's is it Masterminds, where his girlfriend is the chick from Saturday Night Live. She does the abduction videos. But anyway, let's continue.
I don't want to be that guy. You're not.
Renaissance painting of the serfdom of cabbage farmers in the low.
Lord Farquhar cosplaying. I want to save Gaza one can of Pringles at a time.
Land Dutch tulip area. What is this? Greta's been having a real one, and it's been very interesting to watch. Not only is she
like this right here, like, hi, I'm Greta Thunberg.
I don't know.
It's all performance.
Compare, just add a
None
beard.
of this means anything. This is again. I reiterate this as often as I can because people have to know. None of these pro-Palestine people give a shit about Palestine. They don't care. It's just I support the current thing. They're cloud chasers, and they're standing on the corpses of children to chase that cloud.
Century, but she's failed again to reach Gaza to give aid to the terrorists.
They almost stopped the war. This is the craziest thing. Trump is like, hey, peace deal. I have a peace deal. All you need to do, release the hostages. We'll make peace. Everyone's like, no, how dare you make a peace deal in Gaza? We want to conquer all of Israel. It's like, bro, I thought there was a genocide. And people were starving.
Coconut head
and
from
you
Ned's
don't want a
Declassified.
peace treaty, dude?
Classic.
Of Gaza there. It's too bad. It's the second time that this happened.
And
this
this
is
is
the
what
first time
happened.
that Greta
They put her
was
on a
deported.
plane.
Here's footage of Greta not in
And they put her
Nice
on the
plane.
shit seat of the airplane next to the toilet.
first class,
Beep,
getting
beep,
deported by
beep.
Israel.
No, they put her in the worst seat. These seats they actually don't sell. I've been on these flights. This is an El Al plane. I've been on these planes before.
It's not as bad as the
this
ones
is
on a bus
literally
because
the
they don't
seats
get to
that they
launch
don't
their
sell,
shit
because
out
as
of
you
the
can see,
plane.
they are leaned against the toilet wall.
Or out of the bus, I guess.
They don't lean back. These are seats that do not lean back, that have shit leg room, that are mostly used for
People
staff.
waiting to poop.
Yeah, no. So they gave her that seat based.
The last time that she had her billionaire friend's yacht intercepted, I mean, look at this. Again, it is important to remember that the sails aren't up. Greta loves the climate so much. The sails are not up on this sailboat. They are using massive diesel engines to sail their expensive yachts.
They're all frauds.
$multi-million yacht.
What's that? The former climate activist is using their diesel engine instead of the sails on the sailboat to get to Israel or Palestine? What?
They're all
to
frauds.
Gaza. And Greta was intercepted by the Israeli military. Then she was offered a sandwich in one of the funniest photos ever
Little
taken.
plastic sandwich
So this is Greta.
with a
This is what
frog head?
Greta called being taken hostage
Yeah, I love this so much.
by
Taken hostage.
terrorists.
Picked up by the police, military, whatever, taken hostage. Pure cinema.
Yes, just like ISIS, you know. And Greta loves herself
my
a
God,
nice,
it's so
tasty
good.
sandwich.
Wrapped in plastic.
And she just like went right
Wrapped in plastic, turkey sandwich wrapped in plastic. If that's not just absolute
Gobble,
cinema,
gobble,
I don't
gobble it
know.
up,
back
Greta.
to the Make-A-Wish Foundation and said, I have a wish. I want to make a wish again.
Greta gobbled.
I want to be a 12th century peasant farmer yelling at my kids for not harvesting
Sorry.
enough. I want to make a wish again.
This picture right here, this is after the turkey sandwich. No, it's before, but it'd be funny if this was after, and this is like, oh my God, the meat makes me have to poop. Anyway.
I want to be a 12th century peasant farmer yelling at my kids for not harvesting enough cabbage. What is
I told you
this?
she's my favorite filler character on the entire freaking platform.
She really is.
So they set off again. They got another billionaire.
And I know I'll say a few derogatory things toward her here, but I really do feel for this kid. Like, I know she's 22 now and all that, but this is all she knows. Her parents groomed her to be this obnoxious little whatever that she's become. And I do feel for her. But at the same time, she gets to do basically whatever the hell she wants. And as long as she's doing this fake makeshift activism that her and her people do, her and her boats full of overprivileged kids that get to just sail around the Caribbean, party, and pretend to take food to Gaza, it's I mean, good for them, but Jesus.
Yacht, and they decided to sail to help the terrorists in Gaza, and it didn't work great. You know, didn't work great.
Yeah.
You know my stance on this kind of stuff: just stay the hell out. I want America to stay out. I want the war to end. I don't, you know.
Pretty base
I
stance,
don't
honestly.
want there to be a war. But like, if you're gonna sail into an active war zone, then you might, you know, you should probably have some like experience, some tactical experience, right? Instead, they set their own boat on fire.
Yep.
This is what happened. They literally fired a flare. The Tunisian authorities, they said that Israel bombed them. The Tunisian authorities, they were in Tunisia at the time, said that they like lit a cigarette and like started their own boat on fire.
It's their own flare.
Yeah.
They shot a flare directly up, which, in case anyone isn't retarded, you're not supposed to shoot a flare vertically because it comes back down, and they have footage of it. And it just lands on there. Fucking. I love these people. I love it. Oh, it's amazing.
Fire, or they misfired a flare.
Yeah.
Anyway, they claimed that they were under attack, but it really was these guys just being, completely retarded.
Oh god.
Anyway, that was the first mishap. Greta's haircut was the second mishap. The other funny, hysterical thing to happen to, again, the Make-A-Wish terrorist sympathizers here is that all of their radios were taken over.
Yeah, that was funny. So
By-
apparently the Israelis hacked their radio station or something and was blasting Israeli music at them. Dude, I can't. This is I love this character. Dude, there's a war going on in the Middle East, and they are just trolling this autistic girl. Oh my god.
I don't know who. I assume it's the Israelis. And they just pumped ABBA.
Don't know what it is right now.
I don't know what we're doing. What is going on? I'm Greta Thunberg.
Our VHF, as you can hear. We do not know where this is coming from, the sound, but other vessels are experiencing the same thing.
We don't know how it is happening. It is a violation of international law.
They're jamming our radio.
At least your dumbass crew isn't setting the boat on fire again, right? So that's what happened the first time. Then they got this hilarious radio jammed. ABBA pumped 24/7 through their radio signals. And at least it's not this. This was when they set their own boat on fire.
Yeah.
For the second time.
And this is what I'm trying to explain. If you're gonna go to an active war zone, deliver aid, you might as well be good at that. You should have.
And again, this is not outside of Israel, Palestine. This is outside of Tunisia. Again, where are you? Okay. This is a new map. Israel, Palestine, right there. There's Gaza. It's not even on this map. It's all the way over here. It's like here. And this is no small section. This is like again, Colorado getting bombed by Cuba. Come on. It makes no sense.
Have a scientist or a doctor or somebody who's good at
life,
growing food.
Good at life.
Right?
By the way, for the record, a lot of people are unaware. Israel said, all the aid you want to give, we will take it from you and we will deliver it to them.
Yeah, and it probably is
for
further.
you. And they said no. Well, they didn't have any aid, so.
Maybe have someone who's really smart at building things,
amazing.
If you're going to go to Gaza and provide some help. But they don't have any of those things.
Because there is fraud.
They're just
scam.
TikTokers.
Yeah.
True.
And so they've been TikToking. TikTok, don't stop.
Yep.
They've been TikToking, being captured by the Israelis. Which
And again, people will say, why are you judging people who are TikTokers or influencers? But we're not pretending like we're doing anything for the betterment of humanity. I mean, these guys might be, but I'm certainly not. I just like pointing out dipshits and hypocrites. That's my biggest thing. Like right here, I'm seeing a little beef between Brandon Tatum and Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit. People, I love how conservatives keep getting surprised that Myron Gaines is a shitty human being. It tickles me endlessly. And I'm really, really surprised that he will hold his tongue as much as he does on the Tim Pool podcast, because he goes on there all the freaking time.
Which they just were.
Yeah.
Greta's Gaza flotilla flooded with ABBA music on repeat.
I really wish people would stop hiring him.
just all right. Well, here we go. Another
funny.
deportation.
I can't stop laughing. It's
Video
crazy.
hopefully is in our future. Israel intercepts a Gaza-bound aid flotilla carrying Greta Thunberg. Oh no, Greta.
Can't believe it's
So what
Greta.
happened?
Greta.
Apparently they've been intercepted. Israel claims Greta Thunberg's flotilla, seeking to break the blockade, has Hamas ties. Oh no.
Hey, thanks for the
Interesting.
follow
Actually
there.
working
Funded
with
by Hamas.
terrorists.
Greta detained by Israeli military again. Let's go ahead and listen.
Thunberg, and I'm currently on board the boat Alma as part of the global.
No, and while I do appreciate the follow and the messages and everything, I mean, you're a bot. Come on. I very much appreciate the engagement, though.
A peaceful humanitarian mission to deliver aid to the civilian population of Gaza and to break Israel's illegal and inhumane siege. And it is likely to believe that we will be intercepted tonight by Israel, which would be a blatant violation of humanitarian and maritime law. It is not immune to international...
This is the same people that's like, wow, I can't believe Trump is bombing cartel members that are trying to poison our people.
They must be held accountable for their war crimes.
Yeah, that's a whole other
Stop
thing.
the genocide, stop the occupation, and free Palestine.
Bro, if you really believe there's a genocide happening, Do you really think they won't kill you? Are you insane?
Again, they're just
and that's where, look, love them or hate them, Israel's in an interesting predicament here. They're trying to do whatever they're trying to do with Palestine, and I'll leave whatever side of that conflict that you're on up to the determination of what that actually is. But at the same time, they get these little ticks on their back, like these flotillas, and they can't just blow them out of the water. I'm sure they would very much want to, but at the same time, if they did that, or if they actually did any of the things that Greta Thunberg accuses them of every time that they get her, because they're just going to let her go. And why would you torture someone? Why would you do all these things if she's just going to, and just to let her go and let her tell people? But she's already going out there and saying that they're doing all these crazy things. But I bet we get a picture of her within the next few days. They're saying, oh God, I keep getting ahead of myself, but it's pure cinema, and I can't wait to get to the end of this video so we can get onto that, because that's going to take about probably 10, maybe 15 minutes to get through, but it'll be worth it, I promise.
There's TikTokers. They don't know how to put out a fire. They don't know how to run their own radios.
They don't know how to get
They
don't even know how to start
haircuts.
fires, but
they
they
just
do
know
them
how
all
to
the
like
time.
post on TikTok. That's it. They're just like really depressing, wannabe influencers.
And they're actually getting a movement by the retards on the left that are literally just a clout gaggle, a clout orgy.
This is what that looks like. The end result of that is this.
That's beautiful.
Anyway, I don't want anyone to be hurt. I want both sides to just have a good time. And, well, looks like Greta has been detained by the Israeli military. Again, I can't wait to see what sandwich videos come out of this. Greta Thunberg safely stopped, Israeli foreign minister says. Greta Thunberg's number of flotilla members who've been safely stopped and are being transferred to an Israeli airport, according to Israeli ministry. Already, several vessels of the Hamas flotilla have been safely stopped, and their passengers are being transferred to an Israeli port. Greta and her friends are safe and healthy.
Isn't that nice? That's so nice. Put a sombrero on her.
I just think it's funny. Okay, I think it's funny. All right,
Okay.
Greta Thunberg, Greta Thunberg's flotilla
hilarious. It's
boarded
pure
by the Israeli
cinema.
military.
I know I say that a lot, but I can't help it.
Hopefully, Greta will be legally jailed for many years. She'll stop doing these self-promotion stunts that risk lives.
Like this.
Can you imagine how annoying
Like this right
Greta
here?
Thunberg
It's
would
horrible.
be protesting ICE agents or some shit?
But it's hilarious.
Like if she was focused on
I don't think he
anything
should have
else,
done
but
it.
she's so
I think this
focused on
person
the
should be
current thing that
punished,
she can't focus
depending
on, any
on
other
what
current
happened
thing.
previous.
Yeah, I mean, dude, if you're going to go to,
But it's hilarious.
That's how far they made it to Gaza. There they go.
It's not. Honestly, it's not that different from farting into one of those things. The pepper thing. Now, I hope when he started freaking out, because there's no video after this, that they let this poor guy out of this frog costume. But I mean, come on. And there's all kinds of video of this guy taunting and all this, but taunting someone is not a call to do any of this stuff. I haven't seen the full video yet. Now, if the frog did cross the line and go on the government property, still, do you have to do this? Is the frog hurting anyone? No. Look, this is the only thing of the Antifa thing I'll say, just because it keeps popping up in my feed as I'm scrolling through Twitter while I'm doing this video. You cannot. I know a lot of it's funny. I know a lot of these are just overprivileged white kids, mostly. Weirdos in a frog costume. Most of these kids have never even been told no, or are highly what Instagram models call neurodivergent. But you cannot agree with stuff like this. You have to call it out when you see it, even if it's coming from your side, because the left won't do it. They'll call it out when you do it, but they won't call it out when their side does it. You have to be better than them. Now, I understand the Charlie Kirk murder and everything. For a lot of people, this changed things. And it should. But do it the Steven Crowder way. Do it to where if they approach you, if they look like they're about to hit you, if they look like they're going to do this, or they might be about to pull something out and hurt you, then, and only then, do you inflict any kind of violence on anyone. Lawful, defensive violence. Brutal, lawful, defensive violence. But nothing else. This thing with the frog, it's a bit much. And this kid's probably he's probably got asthma or whatever. And again, I know he shouldn't be at one of these protests in a frog costume, especially. He might have crossed the line and gotten on the actual property. But even so, he's not doing anything right here. You could still arrest him But come on. If he gets out of the frog costume, you're not going to know who the hell he is. So why would you do something where he has to get out of there immediately? Just have a couple people subdue him when you get a chance. Handcuff him while in the costume to a pole. And then take him out of the frog costume when you throw him in the back or take him inside or whatever. But this stuff, you cannot be okay with something that you would not like done to your side, something that's not legal. And even if it is, this is just... And this might just be my over liberal side coming out, but this is too much. Stop giving the other side fuel. That's my biggest thing. There's legal and there's sensical. Do everything legal, but just because, and even if this, I'm pretty sure this isn't legal, but if it is, it's a bad look. And we all know half of this shit is optics. As we know from the Greta Thunberg situation, that's all optics. There's no sustenance. There's certainly no sustenance because their boats are fucking empty except for a bunch of goobers who are probably just brought enough food for them. Maybe an extra bag of rice. Six boats for an extra bag of rice. The world is ridiculous. Don't make it worse. Okay, just because the conservatives are in power now does not mean that you get to do all the things that the liberals did. Otherwise, you're no better than them. Because for a lot of them, that's how they got to where they are. And then for another section of a lot of them, they're literally the same people who were the obnoxious conservatives before, but now they've switched sides because they're mainstream media whores. Anyway.
No, this is. Notice how the clown flotilla is avoiding Egypt completely.
Slaves to
because
trends.
Egypt has zero tolerance or patience for pampered Western activists.
Yeah, for the record, a lot of people don't know this tiny little red dot over here. That's Gaza. This is their borders to Israel. This is their border to Egypt. This is all Egypt. Yeah. So the actual walls between Egypt and Gaza are way bigger and more intense than the walls between Israel and Gaza.
No, the walls are huge.
Last time Palestinians were in Egypt, they started an uprising. There were multiple terrorist attacks. So last time Palestinians were in Jordan, they started terrorist attacks. Last time Palestinians were in Lebanon, they started a civil war. So essentially, the Egyptians were like, yeah, not fucking with that shit. And they closed off the entire border with 7 walls. 7 walls, all layered with barbed wire. They didn't take a single refugee. And for the record, this is basically the first time in history that... all the surrounding countries refuse to take a single refugee from these people that are getting allegedly genocided, right? It's kind of crazy. Pattern recognition is racism, true.
All right. There's a live feed here of the flotillas. So it looks like some of them are boarded.
No.
Some of them have not. You know, there's like a tracker. It's like a tracker app here. So this one's been intercepted. That one's been intercepted.
Yes.
These other ones are sailing, so I guess there's a few of them. I say let them land. You know?
I'm
Might not be a
honestly,
popular
I hear
opinion,
that.
but I say let them land.
I'm not against that.
Like, you know, that's like, let them see the.
Well, see, and that's another thing. They can't do that either. Because if anything happens to them, people are going to say they got taken out by Israel. Even if they're just like, nope, no one move. No one move. We'll track all of our movements. We'll make sure that none of our people move. We'll let them land. And they'll never be seen again. Or they'll be on a hostage video. Or Al Jazeera will put out that they were murdered by Israelis. Israel can't win in this. They might be able to win the Gaza situation. They won't win the press version of it. But they're not going to win the Greta Thunberg situation. It's just not going to happen.
Wonderful people of Gaza. I'd love to see how they treat these left-wing alphabet Western activists.
It's true. Right? It's the gaytheists.
And again,
panic erupt.
I completely understand that sentiment. Sentiment. I apologize. I'm not awake. Shut up, McGinger. But sorry, someone on my YouTube. I understand the sentiment, but as funny as that scenario would be, it would be horrible. But the irony of the situation, I understand. But that can't be something that we allow to happen. As much as, you know, it's like like, you know, like, has anyone ever had like a relative or a friend's kid who was just awful, and they kept trying to do something that would inevitably hurt, maim, or kill them? You can't just let them do it. As much as you just want to be like, as many times you're like, no, and sometimes they're even old enough to understand. And you can't just be like, okay, go ahead. I mean, survival of the fittest, right? But you can't. It's because it's wrong, because we live in a modern cushy world where you have to try to stop stupid people from getting what the result of their actions equates to.
Erupts in the flotilla as they are surrounded by Israeli ships. They will soon all receive sandwiches. That's what you get. You get a sandwich. Here's the moment that the flotilla was intercepted by Israel.
It's amazing. Like, these people are trying their best to like stop a war. They're amazing.
Yeah. Here's the moment. Oh, it sounds terrifying.
Oh no.
They're British. They're British.
Arresting people for invading your country? And all of the actual Greta Thunberg people, they all throw their phones in the water to pollute the sea a little bit.
Phones in the water?
Yeah, because they're all working with Hamas. This is what they did last time also. Since they're working with Hamas terrorists, if they actually get hands on their phones, they will have verifiable evidence that they work with terrorists, and they will be counted as terrorists, and they could literally kill them. They can execute them. They could jail them forever. And they don't want that. So they have to throw away their phones into the water to basically make.
See, I was wondering why they would throw and why they would videotape themselves throwing their phones in the water.
Work with literal terrorists, but don't worry, because everything got worse.
It's been 3 days since I escaped. They're still looking for me, so I only travel at night. Ooh, I am starving, but I did manage to take a bag of chips with me. I will eat just one chip so that I can keep going, and I will save the rest for the starving little ones. I also got a drink from the flotilla.
That's right.
The little ones will do better with water anyway.
True, that's right.
I'm sure they won't mind. Yum, this is delicious.
No!
It's day 4, and I'm not sure if I make it to the strip.
Greta Al-Gaib! Isan Al-Gritib!
Can't go on. I fear this may
God.
be it for me. Cameraman, take one of these slices of pizza and go without me.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Benny. Everybody's favorite Make-A-Wish terrorist, Greta Thunberg, has been abducted by Israel.
Okay, so I didn't pre-watch this, so I didn't know that they covered this.
War zone. Cool. And Greta Thunberg has been kidnapped, according to her latest video, by the nation of Israel. She had a pre-recorded video that went out on her social media. Nobody's seen Greta Thunberg since her yacht was stormed by the Israeli military. And apparently all the
I'm sure it was
electronics and devices and stuff got smashed. And I know, it's tough life, right? They're sailing a billionaire's yacht using a bunch of petrol to do it, not using the sails. They could sail there, but no, they want to get there fast.
Obviously.
There's an object lesson and all that. Anyway, nobody's seen Greta, but they released a pre-recorded video on her social media. Here's what it sounded like.
My name is Greta Thunberg. I'm a citizen of Sweden. If you are watching this video, I have been abducted and taken against my will by Israeli forces. Our humanitarian mission was non-violent and abiding by international law.
I'm sure she said similar anytime her parents picked her up from her friend's house. I've been abducted against my will.
Please tell my government to demand my and the others' immediate release.
So Greta Thunberg is
No, Greta Thunberg! You can't believe it.
very sad these days because, well, she's been kidnapped. But again, and she cites international law. There's no such thing as international law. That's not a thing. She cites maritime law. That's not a thing.
True.
And it's certainly not a thing in an active war zone.
She's literally invading another nation who's at war. Like, I don't understand why this is complicated. It's literally the most obvious thing in the world. Everyone likes citing war crimes and like actual stats, but no one likes citing the fact that the war crimes are being done by the terrorists. You know that according to international law, you're not allowed to be a terrorist. Like, people don't actually talk about this, man. But yeah, international law dictates you can't be a terrorist. You can't be wearing civilian clothes and be a fighter for people. You can't be using human shields. You have to evacuate yourself from like health facilities. You have to let your civilians into tunnels if you have them to be protected. Like the Hamas are the guys that are violating every law of the fucking Geneva Convention. Every single war crime they're doing. So realistically, it's insane that we're playing this game, this lopsided game.
Is what's going on in Gaza. Do you like that? I don't like it, you know? But I'm not dumb enough to sail into the middle of it and say, like, hey, look at me. I'm like a dirty, unwashed communist, and I like to make TikToks. So please, Hamas, let me join your ranks. I am telling the Israeli military, please, just let them land. Let them land. Let them land in Gaza. I will pay anything. I'm not gonna pay anyone, but like, I would love if I could do a pay-per-view to watch like Greta Thunberg and her unwashed communists.
So for those that are unaware, this actually happened once before. There was an Italian journalist. Let me see if I can find this. Italian journalist, Gaza. There was an Italian journalist that once went to Gaza to help the people there. Yeah, this is him. This is the guy. Remember Italian writer and activist Vittorio Arrigotoni? He moved to Gaza to support the Palestinians. He was kidnapped, tortured, and murdered by Islamists in Gaza because he was a kafir, a non-Muslim. And they executed him on live stream.
Yeah.
Remember him? So yeah, that's a thing that happened. Last time someone went to help the Palestinians in Gaza.
In Gaza,
And this is what they're trying to not
they
let
don't know
happen.
any skills. They're not doctors. They don't know how to grow food. They don't know how to lay bricks. They don't know anything. They're not good at anything. They just make TikToks. Anyway, judging by the looks and the way some of them talk, I had a feeling that the people of Gaza wouldn't be too happy with them.
The way they
wouldn't treat them too well. The point is that the whole flotilla thing has been a nightmare, and it's been a failure after another, one after another, one after another. Here's a nice wrap-up of all those failures.
My name is Greta Thunberg, and I am from...
Does he just do a compilation of every time they were captured and they release a hostage video? Oh my god, that's incredible. That's beautiful. That's awesome.
To the Global Samud Flotilla, whichever VHF channel we use, but we've been dealing with this all night.
Hijacked by ABBA.
Yeah, so that was ABBA from Sweden. Obviously, their weird obsession.
See, that was my
Greta
favorite
Thunberg
one.
Being on the floor.
So allegedly, the Israeli forces, I don't think it was Israeli forces, I just think it was shit posters somewhere in the Mediterranean who hijacked their airwaves and played nothing but ABBA constantly until they got out of their region or whatever. Hilarious. We love to see
Flotilla
this.
may have something to do with it.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now Greta is claiming the flotilla is being targeted by drone attacks.
The last weeks we have seen
Bro, it's cinema, dude.
numerous escalated attacks against our mission that has damaged several boats where drones have been dropping explosions, chemicals, and unidentified
They've been dropping
objects
explosions,
on and
not
around
explosives.
boats in a
They've
desperate
been dropping
attempt to
explosions.
intimidate us.
I don't care if English isn't their first
Said
language.
that the drones
She's
released
white, I can say it.
something that had a chemical smell to it. I just want to say these are unverified reports.
Yeah, everything's unverified.
Her flotilla has been attacked by drones, but let me take it out to the table. What do you guys make of this?
I love this story. Keep
No,
it.
I
No
do
one
too.
can take it
It's
seriously.
amazing.
It's absolute cinema. It's perfect.
It
Anyway,
really is.
it's a
This
desperate
has made me
attempt
so
at clout,
happy. It's
and
made me
they're
forget
being
about all the
supported,
other
as you
stupid
can
shit
tell,
going
by
on in the
the
world.
retard community.
So
Like,
thank
here,
you,
I-
Greta,
this one
for
tweet's
that.
Perfect.
But at
This
the
is a
same
guy
time,
named Adam,
just
who
stop.
role plays on Twitter as a Christian nationalist white guy from America, when in reality he is a guy from
Yeah.
Karachi, Pakistan.
Yeah, no, he's not a
and
citizen of
He's out here
Sweden.
making believe he, in the name of the white people of America, is fighting for Greta Thunberg. All right, and here he is with 280,000
Retards
likes.
of the
and people are eating
Caribbean.
this fucking shit up. Do not fall for the sheep. Do not be part of the herd. Be a lion, baby. Be a lion. Don't be a sheep.
Meh.
Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. She's my favorite filler character. Every couple of months, I come back around. To Greta Thunberg, and I have to be real. It's always one of my favorite filler arcs on the Nux and Or channel. So I appreciate you guys immensely. Have yourself the most wonderful one. And remember, eat meat. Eat meat. Meat is good. It tastes good. God approves of eating meat. You should eat meat. Eat meat. And before you do, remind Greta Thunberg that you're eating meat in her honor. Meat's delicious. It tastes great. It's fucking fantastic. Even Greta Thunberg eats meat sometimes. So eat meat, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on Kick.
Okay, so yeah, that's Nuxanor, also known as Nuxtaku on YouTube and Kick. Go show him some love, watch him. But anyway, on to, are you serious? Hold on, let me verify that I'm human. X, this is the first time I've had to do this. What is happening? Are you serious? Look, to show you what's going on right now. X.com verified. Did I get an email? Hold on. I'm on X all the time. This is retarded. Oh, by the way, if you're on Rumble, or just please download Rumble and go follow me there. Pretty sure it's free. But apparently I can't stream on Rumble until I get 5 followers. So go follow me over there. I've got it's all connected. It's all connected. What is happening? Okay. Yeah, it's taking all of the few seconds. Has X been hacked again? Let me Jesus, let me try to get it on my phone here. Yeah. It's very Yo, what did I do? Okay, so it's saying your account has been locked. What happened? We have determined that you have violated the X rules. As a result, we have locked your account. What can you do to unlock your account? You must do the following. Thank you for addressing this issue. Your account is now available for use. To prevent future lockouts and account suspension, please. What the fuck? What did I... Yo! Sorry, this shit happened live. Come on. Still not letting me sign in on my computer, but... Okay, sorry. I'll try to get to it on my phone here. Bookmarks. Why? Excelsior. All right, there we go. Okay. That was fucking weird. So, oh, it didn't even grow. So this is fun. New poll shows millions of Kamala Harris supporters are thinking of leaving America. Point to Trump for the reason. Go ahead. I hope that a lot of these overprivileged rich people will go to somewhere like England that's already fucked, and go keep fucking that country and leave the rest of us the hell alone. I don't want some crazy ethno-state in America. I don't want some white ethno-state. I don't want any of the things that these people think is happening. But I don't want the kind of world that they want either. I want somewhere nice in the middle. Let's go back to the 90s for most things. Candace Owens continues to go nuts.
Scared. You don't get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you, Mom? Why are you so scared?
Yeah, she crazy.
To ask those questions.
She crazy. Just look.
Yeah, she has lost the plot. But okay. So let's go. Israeli forces only gave us drinkable water for 32 hours. Woken up by dogs. Oh yeah. This is the part that the reason I woken up by dogs and snipers in our room. What? Why would the snipers be in the room? First of all, that's completely blowing their cover. Snipers are supposed to hit someone from far away. Makes no sense. Breaking, Greta Thunberg is refusing to be deported through an expedited process from Israel. So tomorrow she will be brought before a judge for trial should she face charges. If she's refusing to be deported, no, you either forcibly deport her or, yeah, sure, if she doesn't want to go, if she refuses to leave, then sure. But I really wish they wouldn't. At the same time, I don't think the Israeli people should have to fly her and her entourage home every time that they do this. But at the same time, if they allow her and them to die, then that'll cause all kinds of other problems, not just for them, but for the Palestinian people and so on and so forth. So I don't want that for anybody. More Antifa stuff. We'll get into that later. I could have sworn that I tagged more. Yeah. I've been abducted. Razorfist saying, so she's just Lisa Simpson with an ABBA accent, right? I can't be the only one seeing this.
Our humanitarian mission was non-violent and abiding by international law.
A little bit. No, I can definitely see that. But yeah. So everyone's posting. She's abducted. Okay, so this is someone... Israel had to pay for 473 plane tickets to fly Greta and her friends home. As an Israeli taxpayer, why am I supposed to pay for flights for those idiots, for those European idiots? They're flying her, and I don't know if there's that many people or they just bought out a whole plane to send her little cavalcade of idiots. But they flew them all the way back to Sweden or wherever they flew them to, Spain or whatever. That's not a cheap ticket. Buying off a whole plane... That's not cheap at all, by any stretch of the imagination. But anyway, continuing. So Dom Lucre here says, Dom Lucre says, developing Israeli. Oh, that's the same thing I just read. Where I could have sworn. And I really want to see what rule I broke. Is it in notifications, maybe? See, it's not even in notifications. What rule? What rule did I break? Hold on. At Elon Musk. Is there just an X? To check and see. Yeah, here we go. Al Jazeera. Greta Thunberg mistreated by Israeli forces in detention. Courage to all Muslim leaders. Look at this. Like, she's just everywhere. Testimony, they dragged Greta by her hair, beat her, forced her to kiss the Israeli flag all in front of us. They wanted to make an example, recounts Turkish activist. And then there's also another one saying, yeah, Israel accused of detaining Greta Thunberg in an infested cell with bed bugs and making her hold flags. One, why would they do this? And two, how would they find out? If they're really like beating her and all this, one, why are they just holding her and not her friends? And two, if they're just holding her and not her friends, why would they allow her to talk to her friends if they're putting her in these horrible conditions? Three, if they're holding her and all of her friends, then how's it getting out? And it just makes no sense. But anyway, continuing my message to Elon Musk. But didn't. Okay. For those of you who not, I just got a weird screen to check and see if I was human. When I finally got through it, it said that I had broken the rules but didn't specify what I had done. Unless making fun of people for being retarded and or hypocrites is against policy. Is it? Which is literally all I've done. It's literally all I've done. Is there a place I can go to check my replies? Let's see. Oh, shit, I put that on the wrong post. Whoops. Sorry, Mr. No. Yeah, I thought I put it there. Oh, fucking well. Yeah, Myron Gaines is a Jew hater. So Sniper's in their room. I made fun of that. Apparently I did it twice. Oh, yeah, I reposted it as well. Okay, so this is what I've posted on a lot of different things. So if this is wrong. So this is coming from Greta and her friends. If they're all in captivity, how did they get these messages out? If only Greta's in captivity, how, and they're treating her this badly, why are they letting her talk to her friends and then, and tell them of said so-called torture? Keep in mind this is coming from the same people who were struck by a drone, or who said they were struck by a drone, and there's literally footage of them setting their own boat on fire, technically twice. This is all I've posted. I posted it here. She's not scared because they know she's just a overprivileged clout chaser, and she knows that, they know that, and that they won't do anything to her. Remember when she cared about the environment and she wasn't burning all the diesel and throwing trash in their phones into the ocean? This is literally all I've said. Here I said one of them again. Here I said one of them again. This person said, "Ho's mad," and I said, "Yes, you are." Olivia Juliana, she's literally saying about someone else. So if she's not, if her account's still there, why's mine gone? If that's what the offense is, what do you think happened to this toilet? It looks like Greta Thunberg and her retard friends tried to use it to get Gaza and accidentally set on fire in the night, which is hilarious. It's not anything worth getting banned over. And this is me saying more of the same thing, coming from the same people who said they were struck by a drone and literally set their boat on fire twice. Like, that's literally all I've said in the last, 48 hours. Ingest, potato. Literally all I've done is make fun of retards the last couple days. This is everything. And then post that Ghost of Tsushima is pure fire. Ask by who? That's all I do, is I ask rhetorical questions. I implied that this girl's fat on another page and that her friends are just these dopey minions. That's literally it. It's not against the rules to make fun of people on Twitter. As long as you're not calling for violence, it's all covered under freedom of speech, right, Elon? Come on. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I just wanted y'all to see some of the insanity that's going on here. That poor haircut. That's the biggest thing. Her wrapped in Palestinian garb here. I really do feel for Greta. She's really a victim in all this. Not the way that they're making her seem by saying that she's... Hold on. I'm going to follow this guy, too, because he's a classic retard. But all these people... Jesus. But anyway, that's all. Just wanted to update on the Greta situation. And then I almost got banned from Twitter, from X, from Twitter. But I am going to go take a shower, eat something, and I'll be back to stream Ghost of Tsushima on all the things: Twitch, Kick, Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. I'll probably be back on almost 8:30, so I'll probably be back on by 9:30 or 10. I'm going to shoot for 9:30 or 10 to jump on and stream that. But thanks for stopping by. I've been solid this whole time. Yeah, appreciate y'all. Appreciate the interactions, all the comments. Please like before you leave, and we'll see you next time.